So I feel like throughout your life, you've definitely consumed some kind of Willy Wonka media. Majority of the time, it's obviously through the movies. Like the Willy Wonka movie, the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is arguably one of the most like iconic films of all time. It's a fucking classic movie. Like, you've most likely seen it. I feel like if you were born before the year 2000, you've 100% have seen that fucking movie. I haven't seen it in years, but I still watch it. Like, my mum, you know, put it on for me when I was younger and, like, made me watch the original Willy Wonka movie. Then I watched the original one with not the original one, the one that came out with Johnny Depp, like, during the 2000s, it was okay. And then there's recently one that came out with Timothy Chalamet. So the Willy Wonka media has been around for fucking years. For years, and we've seen many renditions of Willy Wonka, but this recent rendition that has come out, I did not expect anything like this would ever fucking happen. So I'm not sure when this initially first got like announced or it started to get promoted whatsoever, but there was this that was getting promoted in Glasgow. So it was a Willy's chocolate experience, and it was meant to seem as like, you know, a Willy Wonka chocolate experience. And as you can see, like, I'm going to put some, this is the website itself. The website is still up, and apparently you can still buy tickets for this event, which is fucking wild because, you know, you'll see why if you haven't already seen anything about this. But the fact that you can still buy tickets and it's like the event itself is like completely closed off now. But if you look through the website, it looks like, you know, it's meant to be this good, nice, beautiful experience. You know, a classic Willy Wonka experience, like something that you would kind of expect out of the films a little bit. But at the same time, when I was going through the website and when I initially saw some of these images, it does look sus because all of these images are obviously AI generated. They are obviously AI generated. If you've seen any type of AI generated images, you can kind of tell that a lot of this stuff is AI generated. And you might be saying, oh, Donnie, that's a bit of a far fetch, but there's more evidence that this whole entire thing was AI generated in the first place as well. Not only that, but I just want to say this as well, is that if you go into the contact of part of the website, it shows the people and the supposed company that ran this event, and they are calling themselves the House of Illuminati, which to me, if I had to see this, like if I had to see the event, I'd be like, oh, it's AI, but this might still be good. And if I had to see this House of Illuminati, the red flags in my brain would start going off, and my brain would immediately start being like, hey, wait a second, House of Illuminati. I don't trust this shit whatsoever. A lot of people ended up buying tickets, mostly parents, because, you know, parents want to take their kids. Because, you know, Willy Wonka, as much as it is a classic, it's very much like more of like a kid's movie or more of a kid's experience, you know. To see a chocolate factory experience, it would 100% seem like, you know, more of a kid's thing. So all these parents were buying tickets for their kids and, you know, they were excited to see it. And then when the day eventually came for this Willy Wonka experience to happen, it was a complete fucking bombshell. None of what was promised or none of what was said was involved in this Willy Wonka experience. As a matter of fact, it was just ran in some massive, pretty much almost empty warehouse within Glasgow. This picture right here is part of it. This is literally, I'm not joking, these are photos from the so-called Willy Wonka experience. This right here is a photo taken of the jumping castle that was in. I mean, it's probably the only exciting part of this Willy Wonka experience that was within it. This right here is like almost like the entrance of it. I mean, look how fucking sketchy and dodgy this is. There was literally just AI generated images on the wall as like a backdrop. And then this to me is the fucking one of the funniest parts out of this as well. Is that this is the closest thing that people got to a fucking Oompa Loompas. It looks... Bro, why did they go full Breaking Bad? This doesn't look like they're creating chocolate in any way possible. This looks like a goddamn meth lab. This legit looks like a meth lab. What is this? It's Oompa Loompas gone Breaking Bad. Holy shit. Not only that, but there's also a couple videos that have come out from this, but I'm just going to show this one because this one is by far the one that's like gone most viral. So in this Willy Wonka experience, for some reason, the creators of this decided that they wanted some kind of villain. They wanted a villain inside this Willy Wonka experience. I don't know why. I mean, if you've ever seen like the original Willy Wonka, you know that like as much as Willy Wonka is like the creator of the factory, he himself is not all fucking there. Like Gene Wilder plays it pretty well, and he's not all there in the head. So if anything, he's kind of like the antagonist in the film itself, while Charlie is like more of the protagonist. But they decided they wanted something scary, and they wanted a real like villain in this experience. So what did they do? They made up a character called the Unknown, and it came out from behind a mirror. And my God, it is one of the scariest fucking things I have ever seen. I saw someone comment, because there was like, there's been a couple of videos already like today, because I only heard about this today, where this all started to come out like yesterday, but like of when I'm recording this. But like I saw someone on a video that someone made a video about it. I saw a comment saying like, at least they got the whole part of the Willy Wonka experience of them traumatizing children. Because like I said, like, you know, the whole Willy Wonka, like the original movie, you know, he does like traumatize the children, and he does put them in a bad light. Like the most traumatizing part of that movie is where they're going through the fucking tunnel. Like, remember the tunnel? And then like all the flashing lights, and Gene Wilder's just sitting there speaking. And apparently that part of the movie as well, like, I don't know if you know this, but apparently that part of the movie wasn't even in the script. Like, I think Gene Wilder just kind of like, you know, he improvised that whole entire thing of him talking and him going, like, making himself seem fucking insane. But there's also been videos that have come out of people, like, who were involved in this. Not people who ran it, but actors, because the people who, like, ran this event, I don't know if you can really fucking call it an event. I'd call it like a fucking living nightmare, if anything. But he came out and he's actually made several videos about like his experience, about like him doing this. He was the Willy Wonka. He was dressed as like, you know, in a top hat and a coat, supposed to be like a Willy Wonka or like a fucking Willy Wonka ripoff. And he was talking about his experience acting in that. And he said that he was only hired like a couple days before this event like actually was ran, and that he was handed a 15-page script. And Culture Crave put out this tweet as well, that apparently the script itself was 15 pages of just obviously AI generated gibberish. Absolute fucking gibberish. Also stated in this tweet as well, that I haven't already mentioned, and it's also been like said by multiple people who are at the event too, is that all that was handed out was to each child got one jelly bean. Not even a chocolate. A fucking jelly bean. Not even like a handful or a few or a bag. No, they got one jelly bean and a quarter cup lemonade. One jelly bean and a quarter cup lemonade. What I want to know what the fucking budget was on this. I am so intrigued to know like what the budget was for this, because goddamn, I am broke as fuck. Like, I don't really have that much. It looks like I have a lot of stuff, but I've been unemployed for a little bit and looking for work. So I don't have that much money at the moment. But it still looks like I could have funded this event. That's how cheap this shit looks. Honestly, I want to know how much I actually made from this event as well. Like, how many people did attend this event? And I want to know how much this event actually made. Also, during the event, like, parents were so worried and so, like, you know, skeptical about all this shit. I mean, I would fucking too. Like, I don't want to be rude, but, you know, a lot of these parents are probably millennials, and like, you know, they probably would have seen this and just not thought too much about it, and just been like, oh, this would be really cool for my kid to take this to them to like a Willy Wonka, and maybe not looked into it enough. Because like, to me, like I said, when I saw that website, like, triggers just went off in my head. Like, I saw it, I was like, this is sus. Like, this to me, this looks sus. But I was born in 98, you know, I'm still relatively young, I'm still Gen Z, I'm on the internet all the fucking time. So to see like parents who didn't really know this all that much, you know, to ones who aren't on the internet and don't know AI as much as like someone like I do, and don't like, you know, tend to trust things a little bit more than say other people do. They at some point called the police. They called the cops because they were just like so worried about this event, and were just like, you know, saw it as a scam, which essentially, like, I feel like legally these guys have probably gotten away with this. Like, nowhere in the website, like, even though they stated like, oh, it's going to be a great experience and we got all this and we got that, they kind of make it off like where they can actually get away with it. The wording itself doesn't make it seem like everything is essentially guaranteed to be like amazing. And this is exactly what we're going to be showing. We're going to be showing exactly this. It's just saying like, it's a great experience. And when you call something a great experience, that you can say that that is very subjective. But it did get shut down by the police. And a lot of the people who attended it are like asking for their money back, which I would too. 100%. And yes, this is a scam. This is, as much as it's maybe not legally a scam, and they have most likely gotten away with it, and they probably won't return any of the people's money, it's a fucking scam. It's 100% a scam. Because goddamn, well, you expect like this great Willy Wonka experience, and you're given fuck all. You're given a warehouse with Breaking Bad Oompa Loompas and a fucking shitty jumping castle put in the corner, and then a terrifying monster that's going to scare your kids and give them nightmares for the rest of their lives called the Unknown. But let me know what you guys think about this down below. I thought this was fucking hilarious. This is just insane. Absolutely insane. But yeah, that's it from me, guys. Peace out.